Alright guys, so like I said, I am doing a fit video for you guys. So I'm kind of prepped here with my 13-pound son with the Snap newborn. So I want to make sure that I cover him up. So remove that cloth there. So what you want to do is you want to put the diaper into place. These here, if you need a better fit, you're going to squeeze right here so that these go in the bikini line. Right here, your thigh, where it meets your hip and waist and everything. You want this to go in that area. So you're gonna, if you need to, give it a little squeeze. He's big enough that it's not really showing on this one, but the bigger sizes it will. You wanna pull it all the way up, grab your straps. They're gonna be a little bit lower. You want to have this gap here. So for him, right now, because he's 13 pounds, he's actually going to be on the farthest one out. So snap that there, pull this one up. I pull out and up with the wings too. So out, up. Actually he could go in further. So I'm gonna go the second one, change it on this side. The second one. And then pull up the tummy panel. To check if your fit is okay, you're gonna do a froggy leg. Like this. Okay, when you froggy leg, you shouldn't see any gapping in this area here. And you can see like it's against, when I tug at his thighs, it's in his crevices here. So there's not gonna be any leaking and there's no gaps in there. And this is a Snap newborn on 13.5 pounds. And you can see there's still one more snap that it could go out. The front may sometimes gap slightly, like you can see I can put my fingers in here. I could go even tighter on him. I go to the next one over on both sides. And still have a tiny bit of room where I can fit in here. So don't think like, oh, just because I can put my hand here, it needs to be tighter. Because you don't want to put too tight on their legs. And then what I like to do also is I like to pull up here so that his leg isn't going to get squished down here, because that will leave marks. They're just compression marks as long as you don't have it too tight, and it'll be fine. But he can go all the way down with his waist to there, which is only 2 more in from the smallest on the top row. With the umbilical cord when they're first born too, it's this one here. You just snap it down. I don't know if I can do it with him in it. I showed it in my last video. Oh, there we go. So when they're small enough, that's where the umbilical cord would be touching. Because he is 4.5 months, obviously his belly button's all the way up here. But again, there's no gapping there. This would be tight on him, so like throughout the day this would end up leaving marks on him. Compression marks, like with your socks, when you wear socks all day and then you take your socks off, that's normal to have. But if they're marks that don't go away, then that's too tight. So you can see, go really small. The more comfortable fit would be on the second to last or last snap for him on the newborn. But he can still squeeze in it. Now we're gonna go to the Velcro newborn. And we were using these Velcro newborns up until about a week ago. So I hold it like this with both hands on the sides. That way it just holds down. I grab the first wing, bring it over. Then I use my both hands this way for the second one. And you can see it's very strong Velcro, amazing Velcro. Or loop and hook, however you want to say. And then I usually fix my first wing after I get the second wing really into place the way I want. So he can almost go to full closure on the Velcros. And again, I give it that good snug to get it off of his thigh. I can put these looser as well. You want to make sure that the tummy panel is above the wings though. And that's going to pull this area here. It's going to pull that tighter. So again, you check the legs. He doesn't have any leaks. can see, good, no leaks. Again, I can fit my hand in here. And sometimes there is slight gapping. You don't need to worry about that. The Sherpa insert, or the Sherpa liner that's built in, the soaker, is going to absorb anything and it shouldn't come out the front at all. Also, the tummy panel has that flap that even if there's a poo explosion, it should still all stay contained. He did have that gap for a while. Even now, like, I can make it gap like this, you know, even though, like, you can see he's got a belly, he's just got a small waist. We never had any sort of issues of leaking out. All right, so now we're gonna put on his small diaper, which he actually is currently really wearing. And it has a liner. I like to just make mine all ready, so that they're just ready to go for me personally. And you're gonna see the big size difference of why we moved up to smalls. So here is where you really want, like I talked about with the first snapped one, give that pinch, because you can see he's a little bit smaller with his legs and stuff. So I give it that good little scrunch, just a little scrunch. You see how it's like bulging and it gets in there, rather than just be like this, because see how it'd be on his thighs on both sides. So we want to make sure to get that good trim fit into his leg creases. So we're going to do that. Again, I hold it, grab my first one, switch, get the second one. I always like to fix it up a little bit. I pull them both up, pull it up, and then you can see we don't got leg gaps. And this is nice and in, again, his thigh creases here. So, and this is all the way done. You saw earlier like that it was a little bit separated. It just depends if how full his belly is, and if he has like a little belly bulge, if we've just eaten or something, for how far out his stars may go. The back too, if you always need to, you can pull up the back a little bit, give it a little tug. It's a good fit there. Now we're gonna show you the gap of the medium and how you can customize the two-step. Excuse the dirty diaper here, let me get that out of the way, my bad. Is that your diapers? Is that your diapers? This is our Pokemon Riptide here. The small that was just on him was our Star Wars OG Galaxy. I actually don't have a liner in this one because we're not currently in them, but it would look like this if it had the liner in it. Have that, thank you. So you can see how this one is just so much larger. Right now, this is not gonna fit a 13-pound baby, at least not my 13-pound baby. But if we put it on, there, you definitely wanna give it that good scrunch to put it in there. And even if we go as far over as we can, tuck in that back part, overlap the stars. This is where you know that your diaper is too big. No matter, even though we pulled up, we scrunched, we're overlapping our stars, you can clearly see there is a large gap. That would leak, obviously. So that's too big. What's nice about the two steps is I'm gonna go ahead and just pre-snap down, because we know that the two-step size 1 and the medium are the same exact size. So I'm gonna go ahead and snap it all the way down to the smallest. That way we don't have these gaps for the legs. I have a bulletproof insert already snapped in and tucked.